Hi and welcome to Indigo Starfire. My name is Bevin, and in this video I'm going to be doing a channeled love letter from your person. There are 3 groups to choose from. Group 1, Group 2, and Group 3. So if you want to take a moment to center, focus on your breathing, and feel whichever group, maybe multiple groups, or perhaps all of the groups that you're most drawn to, I'll give you a minute to make your selection and then we'll get right into it. And there are timestamps in the description box of the video for each group if you'd like to jump ahead. Hi, Group 1. You chose this channeled letter, which I'll read in just a minute. I'm going to start with some tarot to get a quick little energy check as far as what's going on with your person right now, thoughts and feelings about you and the connection, or anything that wants to come through as far as what's going on in their life right now. We have the 9 of Wands, the 6 of Wands, 10 of Swords, 9 of Cups, Knight of Cups, and the 2 of Pentacles. So this feels to be something where your person is either on the brink of some kind of breakthrough or something that has been very tedious that they have been working through. Maybe fears as far as love is concerned, fears as far as approaching you with an offer of love, or even efforts towards reconciliation or deepening the relationship in some capacity that stems from wounds of rejection or a fear of being seen very authentically for who they are, maybe even some shadow work they've been doing to kind of clear up baggage from their past in preparation for moving into a next phase or chapter with you romantically. They've had some success from that. They are in the process of, or have alchemized a substantial degree, it feels like, of wounds into wisdom. This wounded warrior energy, this 9 of Wands, is giving a very empowered stance. They're very proud of themselves. Maybe even other people are kind of proud of them. This is kind of giving the vibes of someone doing the happy dance to themselves, or maybe celebrating in some sort of way because a cycle has closed out, or they might have even had instances where something was brought up and it wasn't as triggering as it was before. Something where they're feeling very empowered at the idea of moving forward in their life, moving forward towards love rather than running from it, or even kind of diving in deeper to the connection with you, or if any sort of reconciliation or apology is owed. This is somebody who has kind of crossed through a chasm of fear, and they are now in a very empowered stance, wanting to try to create some sort of new beginning with you, try to bridge through any kind of misunderstandings that have happened, anything in the past where maybe things were going really well, they got triggered, they ran in the opposite direction, or even just sort of shut down and went cold on you. This is a sense of warming back up, warming up to the idea of difficulties that you faced. They at least owe it to the situation, to you, to themselves, to try and make an effort to move beyond that. Or there's a sense of obstacles that at one point in time had seemed kind of insurmountable. Now there's a way forward, or there's the confidence that is necessary, it feels like, within them in order to make that effort to try and press beyond whatever the difficulties are in the situation. This can even relate to something as far as breakthrough energy unrelated to your connection that has in some way increased their self-esteem. So this can translate to something financial, like a project they've been working on that maybe they've come up with a solution or strategy for, or kind of the heavy lifting is over and things are running really smoothly. Again, like a celebratory kind of energy where they're feeling better about themselves, or feeling better about their situation overall. And it feels to be something that's spilling over into multiple areas of their life. They now have the ability to invest more with you from a place of personal empowerment, or even the idea of kind of moving back towards you to start to try to mend the bridge between the two of you if things have kind of fallen apart. There's a sense of them being a bearer of good news this time around, as opposed to maybe negative tidings that had been the case when you were last dealing with them. Something has improved, something has shifted or changed within their situation. They're feeling feeling better about themselves, and it's an energy of lightness that they can infuse into the situation rather than heaviness, rather than fears, rather than whatever might have distracted or derailed them from their progress with you or their progress in their life in the past. There's almost a sense of things feel more manageable, or they're able to sort of look at challenges head on as opposed to running in the opposite direction. So very positive changes, it feels like, that have happened for your person recently, that in some way it's not just for them personally, it affects their ideas and the reality of how they can pour into the connection with you. There's an openness of heart where in the past there may have been fears of love, fears of getting too close, or even a closeness that you'd shared might have triggered those old wounds. They've come up with a plan to sort of navigate around those, or they've kind of extinguished some of those triggers from their life, from their energy. They've crossed a threshold in some sort of capacity to where there's now more of a healed version of them, more of a self-aware version of them that is interested in and is capable of moving towards you with an offer of love, a deepening of love, or even any kind of an apology that is owed that may begin kind of dialogue, back and forth conversations to sort of rebuild trust, reestablish some ground rules with one another, or to help kind of show you beyond just promises that they may want to make, but in terms of like actions and a track record, some sort of progress that has happened in other areas of their life to hopefully rebuild your confidence. Should you choose to let this person back in, if you're in a no contact situation with one another, that they have changed, they are different at this point in time because they've created some sort of breakthrough, or are on the brink of some sort of breakthrough within themselves. So let's see what they want you to know through this channeled letter. I am disentangling myself from the illusion that to trust in the highly empathic bond we share is a sign of toxicity or codependency. I am reminding myself that I had already attained a state of wholeness within myself when you entered my life, and that what we are experiencing together now is not regression, but progress. I have wanted with every fiber of my being to connect with someone, just one person, beyond the limitations of personality and words. Your energy speaks to me across the silence, so audibly, it's as if you are here, whispering in the room alongside me. With you, I do not feel that I am tumbling through a process of being alert to hidden meaning and inferences that are the subtext of so many other conversations in my ordinary life, but that I can be heard for exactly who I am and greeted with the same level of directness and intensity that has isolated me from deep and lasting connections in my past. A surge of our energies that have merged so profoundly sustain me during the times when I find myself alone and captive within my own thoughts. Through the light of clarity that interactions with you bring, directly and remotely, I am able to decipher more of who I truly am, because I find so much of me mirrored in you, and I am running towards that reflection, never away. I am speechless and content to watch you shine on so many occasions, my kindred spirit, and I know that together we truly are divine. So, get some standalone message cards to see what else your person wants you to know at this time, and then I'll close the reading out with some initials. Okay, and they say it's easier to stay away now than lose you later. I wasn't looking for this. I don't know how to deal with this. I am drawn to your deep intelligence and wisdom. Thank you for your beautiful presence in my life. Your name is following me everywhere. And our love can power galaxies. So these initials can be a first, middle, or last name, or can spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. Got Y, X, O, T, V, V, R, N, M, Z, I, E, C, K, A, U, B, and D. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link to that in the description box of the video. I offer a variety of pre-recorded video readings, written readings, and channeled letters. Turnaround time on everything is 5 to 7 days from the time of purchase. I also sell handmade jewelry, dreamcatchers, and suncatchers if you're interested in checking any of those out as well. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well. Hi, Group 2. You chose this letter, which I'll read in just a minute. I'm going to start with some tarot to do a quick energy check on your person, their thoughts and feelings about you and the connection, or anything else that wants to come up as far as what's going on in their life right now. Okay, we have the Three of Cups, King of Wands, Eight of Wands, the Four of Wands, King of Pentacles, and the Chariot. So there's an energy here of your person wanting to deepen the connection, being very intent on progressing things forward. There may have been an interaction recently that has in some way sparked or instigated a deepening resolve within them, that they want to get to know you better. They want to in some way kind of link your lives with one another in a more profound capacity. This can speak about declarations of feelings for the first time, moving from like a dating situation to monogamy, moving in, or there's even kind of the prospect of your person sort of thinking more long-term in terms of like marriage or long-term partnership with that Four of Wands. They may be seeing a lot of signs and synchronicities relating to you, or have even asked for guidance, confirmations, or something of that nature from their spirit team, from their spirit guides, and overwhelmingly all the signs are pointing towards you. They've gotten the green light as far as progressing forward. Any kind of fears or hesitations that they may have had, or a sense of even kind of taking things slowly, they are now ready to accelerate the nature of your interactions, a deepening of that bond. This can be something where they are really starting to see or understand perhaps as well, or something has shifted within them, the reality that they may have met the one, they may have met their match, the person that they have been looking for that complements them in all the right ways. There's a sense of a lot of fantasy going on, as far as thoughts that are not just ambiently drifting towards you, but time that they are really carving out in their day to allow themselves to sort of sit and bask in the experience of you, really soak up your energy, memories of your interactions with one another. Kind of looking at pictures, watching you from afar, or even just kind of getting into the fantasy realm of what the future between the two of you could look like. It's very positive energies. There's a sense of them wanting to kind of bring you into the fold of their reality and existence in a more profound way. So this can even include like introducing you to friends or family members if you haven't taken that step yet in your connection, or opening up the nature of your conversations with one another toward deeper expressions of feelings, but it feels like more practical plans, sort of like their dreams and goals for the future. What are your dreams and goals for the future? Do these things intersect and align? But it's also the energy with all of this wands right here of them being very willing to kind of compromise or hear your position on things. Certain things that might have been set in stone, goals that they've been working toward, or just their visioning for the future. There's now this energy of, how do I make that more of an inclusive dream? Because you need to be a part of that in some way. Or I can't imagine kind of going forth into the future without you by my side. So it feels like this can also speak about a lot of creativity and planning, something that they're trying to make very special, or the experience with you, kind of a diligence here as far as giving more than they have, showing you a different side of them, maybe more of a deeper romantic side than you have been used to. This can speak about, like, planning dates, planning outings, something that just goes beyond whatever sort of the borders or the boundaries of your interactions with one another have been up to this point in time. This is them taking the lead, taking charge in this situation. Sort of any kind of period of needing to kind of vet the circumstances out, or taking things slowly, they've reached the limit with that, and now there's a desire to accelerate things. So things might start moving very quickly. They may be gearing up for a big conversation, a degree of vulnerability that had been sort of like lacking. Even this can speak about kind of like sharing even their backstory, details about themselves, very, very personal things that helps to kind of give you a greater idea of who they are as a well-rounded individual. Things that they may not have shared with other people, or things that are, directly stated or even implied as indicators of, I want you to feel more comfortable with like who I am as a person. I want you to feel more comfortable opening up about you, because I'm going to go first and sort of, share more of these intimate details of who I am, because I see you becoming kind of more of an important part of my life. And I want to make sure that I also sort of represent that for you as well, that that I'm on board with becoming more of an important or kind of key player in your life as well. So let's see what they want you to know in this channeled letter. I have found you in the last place I would have thought to look, and yet here you are, perfectly aligned with the path of my chosen destiny and the road the immutable hands of fate have woven for us both. Do you understand how perfect you are for me? Please do not worry yourself that I am someone seeking plastic glamour as the nature and reality of who I would choose to spend my life with. Your authenticity is so refreshing in a world of imitation and scientifically constructed images come to life. You help me to remember who I really am and what it means to be free of the accumulation of survival strategies I have needed to armor myself with in order to tolerate what was asked of me in the world and lifestyle I used to call home. I lived for so long as a captive within myself, smiling and going with the flow in an agreeable manner in order to keep my position, livelihood, and public reputation intact and designed so precisely according to others' standards and suggestions. But all the while I dissolved inside, and it became harder and harder to distinguish the real me from the role I was playing. In the midst of recreating myself from the ground up, you have arrived, and so much of the necessity of falling apart so that I might have room to grow and piece myself together according to my own wishes this time is starting to make sense. Please keep strutting around as the joyous, complicated being you are. I am so in love with all of your intricacies and layers, which meet and match mine so well. So I'm going to get some standalone message cards to see what else your person wants you to know right now, and then I'll close the reading out with some initials. have, you're like my long-lost best friend. I love your sense of humor. Thank you for your beautiful presence in my life. You are always so sweet. I can't face you right now. The intensity between us scares me. And I wasn't looking for this. I don't know how to deal with this. So these initials can be a first, middle, or last name, or can spell something out, so whatever resonates for you. Got U, C, A, R, X, W, L, K, R, F, N, M, J, H, Y, D, C, E, and D. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link to that in the description box of the video. I offer a variety of pre-recorded video readings, written readings, and channeled letters. Turnaround time on everything is 5 to 7 days from the time of purchase. I also sell handmade jewelry, dreamcatchers, and suncatchers if you're interested in checking any of those out as well. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well. Hi, Group 3. We chose this letter, which I'll read in just a minute. I'm going to start with some tarot to do a quick energy check on your person, thoughts and feelings about you and the connection, or anything that wants to come through as far as what's going on in their life right now. We have the Knight of Swords, the Sun, Two of Cups, the Emperor, the Chariot, and the King of Pentacles. So there's a sense here of wanting to bring forth some kind of a declaration of love, a confession of feelings, something where they may even want to just kind of open up more to the possibilities without any kind of set plan of what can develop between the two of you over the course of time. If you're at a distance from one another, like in a no contact situation, this can speak about even kind of open-mindedness that is starting to happen within them, that perhaps they were too hasty or impulsive and maybe a decision to ghost, run, or pull back from the connection. Anything as far as maybe feelings that were never spoken, never articulated, kind of like a failure to launch situation. It feels like they have done some self-reflection and have started to understand, or are nearing that point of realizing that it doesn't feel good to have all this heaviness of what if lingering, kind of a regret that they didn't say more or do more, or they weren't clear when they had the opportunity with you. And so there may be contemplation within about, is it too little too late? Could I still reach out and sort of salvage the situation? Any palpable chemistry that existed between the two of you at one point in time, there's almost a questioning like, is this still viable? Does this still exist? Is what we had at one point in time even enough to kind of elevate us beyond sort of whatever has happened to put you at a distance, or maybe if you've just sort of drifted naturally out of one another's lives, there's kind of a questioning of like, whatever happened to that person? Maybe the time wasn't right before, but it could be now. There may be some things that they've cleared out or closed out as far as their life is concerned. There's an energy of maturation, or sort of understanding more fundamentally what it is they're looking for, seeking, wanting in a partner and in a partnership, and they're thinking back towards you. There's also this essence here of, if this is someone you're currently in a connection with, that same sort of principle applies, as far as they are now kind of quietly, internally sort of mulling over, what do I have to bring to the table? What is it that I want from another person as far as love is concerned? Moving beyond just sort of casual connection or surface level dynamics, kind of in a more long-term sense. Am I at a place in my life where I'm ready to commit and settle down? And if so, is this person that I'm dealing with, are they the one that I could see moving forth into my future with? And as they're asking these questions and kind of creating space within themselves, there's almost a softening stance that it feels like is taking place. This may be somebody who is kind of like scared of commitment, scared to be vulnerable. This could be like a highly emotional person that sort of puts on a strong or stoic face, kind of tucks those energies of emotion deeply within, and the presence of you, or even the experience of you in the past that exists now as a memory, whether it's past or present, it's almost like you're softening this person's stance from the inside out just by being you. So it feels like they're kind of leaning in closer to the idea of something more developing, or even the possibility of maybe we could bridge the gap between the two of us. Maybe it's not too late to course correct in this situation, or if it's someone you're dealing with very presently, this is almost like with the Sun and the Two of Cups, they're falling more and more in love with you every day, through little things that are happening, big occurrences that are happening. The idea of you, the experience, energetically speaking, you're kind of like coaxing this person out of a defensive stance and into a place of starting to ask those important questions, and kind of finding the response within themselves to be very positive, as far as, am I at a place in my life where I'm ready to share my life with another person, or kind of give love another chance, or invest in a more sort of loving and emotional matter into the situation where there may already be like a foundational development between the two of you, or feelings and affections that may have been exchanged, but this is almost wanting to preserve and protect what you have already with one another, with the intention of like, I want to go further in this situation, I want to go deeper, and starting to kind of create space for that internally first. So let's see what they want you to know right now. Love, my dear, is your superpower. Thank you for respecting my need to brood over the things I can't change from time to time, and for kicking the door to this enclosure in when you sense enough is enough, and it is I who am in need of emotional rescue. You excite me on all levels, and you help me to be both present in the here and now, and to look towards the future with the realistic expectation that things will get better, because true love has finally found me. I am an overthinker, and I have mapped out in great detail all the things I want to say and do when I have the opportunity to stand eye to eye with you again. To say we will be making up for lost time is an understatement. I feel I have known you for all eternity, so it would best be described as our meeting and starting way back at the beginning, tracing the steps of every first kiss through time to this place of the present reality, where I will finally be able to convey to you how much you still mean to me, and how I will continue to choose you in every lifetime to come. You are the best friend I have ever known, because you raise me up to a place where I remember how to live again, when fear distracts me from this principle. You inspire me to love you loudly, and to display without shame all that I am capable of and more when it comes to matters of the heart. I am eager to see what the future has in store for us when the door to love becomes fully ajar and we are free to move towards each other at will. The space between us makes me ravenous for you. I have never wanted anything more than I want you right now. So I'm also going to get some standalone message cards and see what else your person wants you to know right now, and then I'll close the reading out with some initials. have all I have ever wanted and needed is you. You are my star who outshines all others. You leave me breathless and without words. Everything you've ever said to me, I've taken to heart. Your name is following me everywhere. And I desire you deeply and eternally. So these initials can be a first, middle, or last name, or can spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. We've got I, N, Q, U, Y, W, C, S, S, M, E, L, A, O, X, Z, B, H, P, T, R, A, and F. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link to that in the description box of the video. I offer a variety of pre-recorded video readings, written readings, and channeled letters. Turnaround time on everything is 5 to 7 days from the time of purchase. I also sell handmade jewelry, dream catchers, and sun catchers if you're interested in checking any of those out as well. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well.